Alright, so let's just sit on the dog.
Okay.
Early!
We're throwing a lot at you today, Bob, but
Oh, no problem.
we're gonna have it all on the blog for you to review and look back on, so when we work together,
Can you make sure that's pointed at me, sweetie?
you'll be able to look back on this day and see what we were talking about.
So sit on the dog is when you cinch the leash up, so she just has enough room to lie down.
Okay.
And then you wait for her to go down. And once she's down, that's when your time for half an hour starts. If she wasn't so sleepy right now, sometimes I'll put a bone there for her to chew on or something. But she's pretty tuckered out right now, so she'll probably not be a problem.
So you can see she has a really long, short line there.
So this is all about her finding out how to chill herself out. With this puppy's gonna be incredibly important.
Oh, there she is. So
So
I'm
now
gonna-
my time would start for, I'm not gonna do a half an hour, but I'll do like 5 minutes. So you'll see I have some videos of this. Sometimes she's a little bit more, cause I do it around the dogs here. She can be a little bit more active and antsy, and that's when I make sure she has a toy or something to gnaw on or something down there. So she can get up and down during the half an hour. It's all about her just finding her settle spot.
But you don't want her to be climbing on you like that.
Like that, okay.
You don't want her to try and
See,
get
I'll
in
just go
front
like
of
that.
you or underneath your legs like she's doing there. That's why you want to have a really short leash, just to keep her right there. So the only decision really giving her is to lie down.
Yeah.
But we have to let her make it, that decision.
This is more of a behavioral thing than a training thing.
Okay.
So that's why there's no command associated with it.
So this is good when you read in the paper, you got your coffee, or you got some computer work, or
Eating
watching
dinner, around the cats.
Okay.
Around the cat would be good. I mean, this would be a good time to let the cats out in the room, because you're gonna have her right on a leash.
Yeah.
It would be a huge distraction for her.
And she'll probably look more like with me in the videos with the other dogs running with the cats than right here. So I don't necessarily choose a time when she's sleepy, although you could start out that way. Because I want her to, just making sure she wasn't chewing on the
Sometimes
chair.
she chews on a chair leg or something.
Couple times a day, I can do it morning and evening.
Oh, you can do it there's no way to really overdo sit on the dog.
If she's acting like a whack job, it's a great time to do
Yeah.
this exercise,
I usually do it once a day. Same thing with the puppy exam.
I'm sure you do conference calls every once in a while.
All day long.
So it'll be a good time to do
Just,
this during a conference call,
Yeah, everything else is important with the puppy too, but the very most important thing, except for house training, great
Yeah.
training,
Yeah.
is for them to learn how to chill out on occasion.
And you can see going down that first time was almost a fluke in this exercise, because she hasn't really been down since. So the other thing about this one, it has to end with her in that position right there, down.
Yeah.
So if you started, you waited 10 minutes for her to go down, then you waited your 30 minutes, now you're 40 minutes into it.
Yeah.
Until she goes down, you can't end. So you could have 10 on the front and a couple on the back, for a total of 42 minutes for the whole exercise.
And then, at some point, she's gonna get to the point where she's just gonna,
Beat out.
Yeah,
no, when she's older. She's
Yeah,
just gonna
right.
struggle around and sit.
That's exactly what this is for. Yeah. Or say you're like walking out and around town with her and you stop.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll just sit down
To,
and
like,
lie
talk
down
to
next to
someone.
you. This
you
is,
see our dogs usually do that if we are walking on and then we see someone, they'll normally, especially if we're in short stance, maybe not so much long stance, we'll just settle at our feet, wait for us to be done with our gabby conversation.
but this is how you start out.
I'm just gonna wait till she goes down and then switch.
Don't
places
switch
here.
butts. There
You
go.
don't get the comfy chair for this one.
No.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah, so you want to do this one on a chair that's pretty much
Solid.
stable. go for the count now.
Just, that's what I mean about training puppies, they have only so much for training.
Yeah.
Like, if I do 15 minutes, that's great with a puppy, that's
Well, we've
outstanding.
been going for an hour now, and I think she's been doing pretty good.
Well, that's why I do the quiet exercises at the end with puppies.
That's the way you want her to look, Bob.
Yep.
Robin warmed her up for you. This exercise takes a little patience on your part,
But it's well worth it.
yep. And it's a really good one to do, it's easy.
A lot of people drop it, but I'm telling you, don't. That and the puppy exam, really important.
Our dog Shane is 7, and we still do this exercise with her to get her to show. And Pearl's kind of she's a little bit of a nut at times.
Yeah. Are they more hyper than other dogs, or she's just?
No,
No, she's
she's
a
good.
puppy.
Yeah.
She's
That's
a
the
A
healthy.
few people have said to me last couple of weeks, what kind of dog? Oh, they're really,
No,
a lot of
Springers
energy, a lot of
are,
energy.
they do have a lot of energy, they're really nice dogs though.
You want them to have energy, because that means they're healthy and happy, you know?
They can be slightly stubborn,
they can be.
they can be. She's not too stubborn, but you know, I've known a lot of Springers, they can be stubborn and want to do what they want to do. They're the kind of dog that can like not obey you and with a smile, and yet be flipping you off at the same time.
But you're getting a good start on it right now, and you seem like you're into the training. So as long as you do it and you keep up on it, and then, you know, maybe in 6 months we get back together again and we address what's going on then, because when she becomes 7 or 8, 9 months, she's gonna start to challenge her environment. If you're doing these things that we're talking to you about now consistently, up until that point, you
You'll
could
have
have
much less of a problem.
it in control, but there's bound to be some stuff, especially this being your first dog, that are gonna pop up, you know. Maybe some more leash work that's a little more intensive, some off-leash training maybe, you know, some off-leash comes and recalls and things like that around distraction on the beach.
It's been a while, but we still remember what it's like to be
Yeah.
a first time on the corner.
So let's talk about the day, typical day right now. When she gets up in the morning, are you laying her out to pee and then feeding her breakfast, or are you doing it all?
Yeah, well, it depends how early, so, this morning she woke up herself, so I've been letting her out at 6, cause that seems consistent, but she got up at 5:30 this morning. And she had just peed by the time I got to her crate, I knew, cause it was warm.
Yeah.
I felt it. So then if she does that at 5:30, I still let her out to do her thing. Then I put her back up, so I clean the bedding, put new bedding in. And then, I put her to sleep until at least 7. And then, right before, she might have to go out a couple times between them, but not so much lately. You know, every now and again. Like, she doesn't have to go out at 5:30 for
It's
a little
changing.
while now.
It's changing, because she's growing, you
Yeah.
know? I was meant to weigh her up today before, what was she when you brought her?
But I was still trying to answer his question, sweetie.
I'm sorry.
So at like 7 o'clock is usually when I pee, when I feed her.
Feed her.
So I usually let her pee again, and then I have the food, and I put her in her crate, and she goes and runs in. And then I have a schedule, so usually 8:15 she pees, and 8:50 she usually poops and pees, so I have that whole schedule going, which seems to be working so well. The only time that schedule changes is if she's more active during the day. Then, like I said, if I work her for 15 minutes, I get her right out, 15, 20 minutes, I get her right out to go to the bathroom at that point. What were you saying, sweetie?
Nothing important.
Okay, so again, I'm not sure if it's gonna be the first week or the second week when she's home, take her to New Bedford, about 2 hours right now.
Yeah.
Thank God there's no traffic in Boston. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yay.
So the possibility is, we get up together, let her out, go pee.
Yeah.
And put her back in for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll finish up, then probably feed her right before we leave, make the 2-hour trek, and then take her out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're also gonna
You
be,
can change that schedule, so like if I have a problem, like if I have a lesson going on where she needs to go to the bathroom, I just make sure she went to the bathroom right before my lesson.
Right.
you know, and she hasn't made a mistake, and then I put her in the crate, and then I go and get her later. So anytime like it conflicts with the schedule, you can always put her up in the crate, just make sure she goes right before
Right
that,
before
when
that,
that comes.
yeah.
Robin's gonna give you a printout of the schedule that we've compiled here. So if you take that and then just make notations on it of how it's changing, you can keep that schedule just going for you, you know, kind of on.
And then when
I
she
put the
goes back
alarms
into the
in my-
crate, is she crying a little bit and for a few minutes? or-
Yeah, and not even a
Come
few
on.
minutes, yeah.
Not really.
She just go,
And then she'll
yeah.
She loves her crate, I mean,
chew around a little bit and then,
Yeah, I make sure I put her toys in the crate, she has soft bedding in there too, you know.
at nighttime, at the 10 o'clock taking out at night, when you go down to get her, she doesn't even want to come out of the crate. You know, but I, you know, dazzle her out or tug her out.
It's
a
well
little
worth
bit.
it to get her out then, because you're gonna have a problem later on if you don't.
So I get her out and then she's like not doing anything and I gotta wait her out for like 10 minutes or so before she actually gets into the mood to pee, you know?
Yeah.
Cause she's been sleeping and she's not thinking, but I know she's gonna go.
Yeah.
Or else we're gonna be up at like 3 a.m.
Right, yeah.
We're gonna have a wet
Typically,
blanket.
she goes out to the bathroom at 6.
Okay.
That's usually, she can't usually wait much past.
And then 10 is usually about her last one. But if I'm up at 11 and feeling like it, I'll take her out again
okay.
and get a pee out of her maybe, you know?
But she's been in bed for a couple hours, then you wake her up.
I wake her up, yeah, because she'll go right back to sleep. Especially if she's had an active day, you know, with all the stuff you.
Yeah, it's best to get them out unless you wanna be waking up at 2.
Yeah, no, but I didn't know what time she's going back in her pen, so
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock or something, she's going back? You're putting in a pen around 8 or 7?
8 p.m.?
Yeah?
You mean forever?
No, because he's waking her up at 10. Oh, you're talking
Yeah.
Well,
about?
no, I'll put her to bed maybe at like 9:30,
Okay,
and then at 10 or 9 or.
okay, that's what I was trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
And then-
sometimes she's zonked out at 7 though, so you can tell, like you
Yeah.
get her up, you let her out, and she's like a drunk little lady, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and you can put her back on the grate and she'll sleep.
Yeah.
So it's their babies, so you have to, there was one day she like really overtired herself, she had a new friend Maggie over, and she was super tired that night, and she was just like, ouch.
But I mean, you
Yeah.
could keep her up later, because she's your, like, when, at nighttime, we have 4 dogs of our own that need attention. So if she's just gonna be sleeping, we'll have her sleep in the crate and go down and get her.
But it's
every
also
15,
important that
20
they
minutes.
sleep, if they're tired, they should sleep.
Or she'll hang out with me in the kitchen while I'm watching TV and cleaning up, because I have a gate that goes across our kitchen, and my other dog, Tommy, who hangs out with me all the time, stays on the side of the gate, because he's 14 and
You
he
can't
doesn't like
take
the
a
puppy jumping on and stuff.
chewing on his spots.
Or chewing on,
like that.
she was chewing on spots.
No, never. I would never allow that. I'm saying Tommy would not enjoy
He
if
would
she
not
was
like
chewing
that,
on his
no.
spots.
So she stays, and then about 9:30, I put her in the crate, and then I'll take her out before I go to bed, like 10:15.
But because I'm used to little puppies, I know that they need to sleep, you know,
Right.
they really do. You
You'll
know, they
develop
usually
your own
have a good-
schedule though.
She usually has a good nap, you know, sometime in the afternoon, probably a good 2-hour nap. And later in the you know, like right after her dinner,
Dinner,
she usually sleeps another 2 hours. Then we get her up and play or train, and then you know, then she's pretty much ready to sleep around 7 or 8.
Everyone leaves here at 5, like all of our daycare and day trained dogs leave here at 5, so after that she's pretty much had it, you know, so it's a long day. So she's
Especially
tired.
Maggie's here, yeah.
I
yeah.
don't
What kind of
know.
dog is Maggie?
She's a doodle.
She's little.
Yeah, she loves to play with Pearl, so that was the day Pearl was really like a drunken sailor
We didn't-
afterwards.
We, that day, we were afraid for her because she was so zonked out that night. She was just like, but she made it back. The next morning, she was right back to her old
Yeah,
self.
she was just
She was
overtired.
just really
That's what I
tired.
mean, though,
that
you
day.
have to be careful with baby puppies, and I was telling her, I was putting her up to go to nap the whole day, because I knew her and Maggie were playing hard, you know?
That was just 2 days
So,
ago.
Yeah,
And then yesterday, she bounced back. She was launching herself off everything she
Oh,
could.
yeah. That's the thing with her, she doesn't she won't turn herself off, you know what I mean? That's why I have to put her up to go to a nap, and then she's like out.
She has like no fear, she's just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, no, when she was playing with the other Maggie, Lenny's Maggie, and Maggie's only 11 months old, but it's 3-4 times the size, right?
exactly.
And they played, and every time Maggie would kind of come right over her,
Yeah,
she'd do this roll on purpose.
yeah.
And kind of up like this with
That
paws
sounds
in
like
the
our Maggie.
sounded paws in the air.
I don't think
I
it's
got a
her.
video. And then she would just wait a second, and Maggie would walk away, and she'd chase her right back.
Yeah.
She's got endless energy.
Which is great, like I said, because you know your puppy's nice and healthy.
Exactly.
Just gotta channel it so they don't drive you crazy.
She hasn't moved once in this exercise.
Oh, she's done.
How old is Winnie, Bob?
Lenny, my daughter?
Winnie, yeah.
It's Lenny. It's she's
Lenny.
29, gonna be 30 soon. 30 in February.
And is she a nurse?
She's in nursing school, although, and she's LNA, I call it, CNA, LNA in Portsmouth, the nursing home there. So she's got all the classes done finally. It's been a decade of school and back and forth. And then she's all set to go nurse, for the nursing part. And then COVID hit. So she finished everything in the spring. She's supposed to start in September.
Yeah.
And just the nursing classes and she would have been done in about 18 months, but. we're still
I guess she's got a boyfriend.
She's got a boyfriend, yeah.
She mentioned him a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he a good guy?
Oh, yeah, okay, he's a old family name in town. I think he's okay.
That wasn't a.
It wasn't all, well, she just switched over. We had the other one, then they had falling out. So we liked the last one. But, yeah, hey, it's not they have to get one, right? I'm trying to find a picture of it. Here we go.
Robin and I don't have any children, but if I think I had a girl, I'd be on the edge of my seat all the time.
That's always a.
Boys got in trouble too, you know, sweetie.
Boys get in trouble too,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want them to get in trouble, that's right, it's different.
But when you're when you're the father of a boy, you only have to worry about one dick.
That's
When
right.
you're a father of a girl, you have to worry about all the
Yeah,
dicks.
it's a play.
Oh, that is a different.
But why should do that roll? Well, she doesn't here.
Yeah.
She just kind of does that roll when she gets attacked and right back up.
When that dog Maggie's more of her size than the other Maggie
Oh, yeah.
is.
And she's not going to grow anymore. She was a run to the litter. Her
Yeah.
siblings are probably 50% bigger. And they'll be good friends.
Out
You can say
cold.
okay.
And what does he say to end this one? Huh?
Yes or okay.